Hey guys, Carlos Colon here with Georgia Permanent Homes, and today we are at the Bickley House. I'm here with Caitlin Elliott, our marketing director, and this is the first time that she's ever seen the house. So we're going to kind of give you a update on where we are right now, and this is a home that we're preparing for rent. So we'll go top to bottom on kind of what we've done so far, and then we'll be able to give you before and afters, and along the way we'll be able to ask you guys some questions on what you think we should do with the space. So to give you a summary here, we're in Thomaston, Georgia. This is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Square footage is right around 800 square feet. As you can see, it's got kind of a quaint yard. It's not super small like some of the properties here, but you know, a lot of these properties butt up against each other in Thomaston, and a lot of these homes are older homes. Nice part, which is some of the things that we checked off before purchasing it, it's on sewer. We don't have to worry about septic here. Again, the idea is a rental home, not a flip on this one. It's on public water. We don't have to worry about well or anything like that. And but just like a lot of these older homes, it needed a lot of updates. So, and you can still see it. I mean, it needs a lot of work. I mean, Kate, when's the last time you saw peeling paint like this?
Today.
Yeah, so all this will have to be scraped and painted. And what's a big part of the plan right now is to take it and do the inside first. And once the inside is done, we'll come back to the outside, then do the outside. So the livability is priority number one, and then the cosmetics on the outside. So let's take a look inside. So this is it. This is your kitchen and laundry room. Like I said, 800 square feet. This is where most of the money is being spent. Unusual amount of cabinet space actually for a home this size. We've taken all the faces off. We will be repainting and refacing these cabinets and the cabinets behind you that are to the sink as well. So we're doing countertops. They just came out and measured for the countertops today. We'll be doing a backsplash. So I'd love to kind of get you guys' thoughts on some of these things, from colors and paint scheme. This is not the largest kitchen in the world, obviously, so we've got to keep it bright as much as possible. And these are solid wood cabinets. That's one of the big reasons why we're keeping them, is they're very durable. They just need a good, strong cleaning, deep cleaning, and then paint them after sanding. So that helps a lot in saving on costs. Cabinets are not the cheapest thing in the world, especially for a rental home. We want to keep what we can salvage as long as we don't have to rebuild it a million times. So so we've got this. So I'd love to get your ideas on paint colors on the cabinets coming through here. We were thinking maybe a white or a gray is kind of where our head's at on this. And of course, we're thinking a white subway tile backsplash on this as well, just to keep the space really bright. Along with that, instead of doing Formica countertops, we're actually going to do granite countertops in here. And that's one of the big decision makers when it came to the price and how much money we're spending. If we were doing Formica, I mean, if we were doing the work ourselves, it may only cost us $800 or so to do that. But the reality is if we were paying a contractor to do this work, we'd be paying $1,200 to $1,500 for Formica. Well, if we just pay $100, $200 more, it may only cost us $1,700 to do granite countertops. And it would be a lot nicer in here. Once we finish all the cosmetics in the property, our goal would be to get a higher quality tenant so we can get a higher price point on our rental for the month. So those should be in hopefully 3 weeks or so, once we make a decision in a couple days. So we'll ask you about that too. We've got about 6 to 8 different options. We're going to send you 1 or 2 of the best ones, and then you guys let us know what you think. But
On Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram, and that handle will be in the description, so you guys can check that out as well. So, so this is one of the biggest details that we'll do here. We are obviously going to redo all the trim, repaint all the trim. That used to be a big, tall, old water heater. We've actually made a shorty water heater and reinstalled it. One of the costs that we've done here is right off the bat, because this is an older home that wasn't taken care of very well, we rewired and replumbed the whole thing. And I can tell you right now, because it's a smaller home and the plumbing is really only between the kitchen, because it's also the laundry, in the bathroom that's right behind that wall, we're able to save some money there. So we spent about $10,000 on total, plumbing and rewiring the house, which is a pretty good deal in this case, especially with the water heater included and everything they had to do. They also reran the entire line all the way to the road. So they didn't just do the inside of the house. They reran the whole line brand new. So that's big savings. We have hardwood floors here, so we're gonna salvage those as well and clean them up. The only other flooring we had to redo is the bathroom flooring. And so that's the other place where we did LVP, and that's the project in itself. Through the plumbing, we were replacing everything in there. So you can see a lot of drywall work is still going on. There's a lot of sanding that still has to happen, still some mudding work, and then painting, and then, but still we gotta clean the trim up, we've gotta paint it, sand that down. This stove's gonna be thrown away. We kept it here while they were measuring countertops so that we could get them an idea of what the kitchen measurements were gonna be. And then this is kind of where the layout for the house kind of takes place. Bathroom, we're probably gonna do a barn door here is what we're thinking, to eliminate a door swing. Okay, since it's gonna be a smaller house. Bedroom 1, bedroom 2, living room behind me. So this has an in-floor furnace, which heats up the entire house. So that, with a space like this, will heat up this entire space, really. There's also a gas heater in the living room. So that's just a floor standing heater that's installed. And so really the only thing we need to take care of is gonna be air conditioning. So we're gonna be window units for the bedrooms and probably one more unit for the living room. Otherwise, everything else is taken care of at the property. But Kate, check out the bathroom. When they redid the plumbing, they tore a lot of the walls out, so they had to redo that. We were able to salvage the cast iron tub from the bottom, and those are built like tanks. So what kind of determined whether we were going to be able to salvage it or not was actually that piece right there. The drain plug, we had to know if we could actually unscrew and get it out. Because if we weren't going to be able to get it out, we would have had to broken this up and tear it out in order to get a new insert in here. So, because we needed to redo the plumbing, obviously. So we're able to reuse it, salvage it, and do new wall inserts. And so all this has to be repainted, resealed, all the cosmetics. Of course, new toilet. We've got a new vanity going in here, and it's one of those, not quite flush, but it's definitely a shallow cabinet vanity that comes out only at the top so that you can get around to the toilet. So, and you can see all the PEX lines coming out and the new PVC that were installed. So, all this mud still needs to be sanded. Obviously, we've still got to pick new fixtures throughout, and there's still a lot of work to do, but most of the big work is done at this point as far as the internal functions, plumbing and wiring. That's the big stuff. And then we've already double checked the roof to make sure it's in great shape too. Paid some money there. That was only so far about $600. And so the kitchen is really where most of the money is still left to be done before we clean everything else up and paint it. So, Kate, what do you think on the kitchen? I mean, what's your preference on colors?
I think keeping it white and gray, because that's what we're looking at countertop wise. But my vote is to do up here, do white, and then at the bottom keep it gray to tie in the granite.
Yeah. Like a flat gray?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they look really good, but it always depends on what your countertop is going to look like, how you tie those pieces together. And Kate, you had a really good idea on here, since we don't have uppers over here, and we're not going to install uppers over here. I've still got to patch that piece where the vent was for the old gas water here. Now that's electric, so that's not necessary anymore. But what was your idea over here on this wall?
I'm thinking floating shelves, like two, right
Okay.
above where the outlets are. You
Yeah.
can kind of see where I'm gesturing, but not doing anything over here. Because you're just going to want the space when you're cooking and stuff.
Yeah.
And keeping costs low.
Yeah, that's a good help. And we were able to save some money, like even on this back door. This back door costs about $200, and normally this would be a $500 door. And this door's got the built-in blinds, which is really neat because you can still have your privacy, and you can turn it however you want. And then as the day comes, you just open. Pretty simple. So on smaller kitchens like this, being able to let as much light in makes a big difference. We are centering the sink to the actual window there. That way it kind of feels right, because I've seen that done weird a bunch of times, and I actually thought about doing it the other way and just kind of offsetting. But you'll notice there's small things that I didn't think about even when I was purchasing this. See how this is an uneven sink? And Kate, this is where I kind of screwed up as my man mind. I really should have gotten one that was even so that this would have been centered to this. Yeah. And so now I have a dilemma, which is normally like a man mind doesn't think about this, in my opinion, which is well, this is the center of it, so this should be center. But the problem is if I do that center, this is not center. So no matter what, I've kind of put myself in a predicament. So I might end up splitting the difference and just kind of going here. I really should have thought about that before I bought that. But this is an above countertop.
Like a drop-in?
Yeah, it's not an undermount. And would you have done an undermount?
Not with a rental.
Yeah, not with a rental. We are working on a flip. Again, this is the Bickley House. We've got a flip going on down the road, same city. And on that one, we're doing a flip on that one. That one's going to be really, really nice. So we'll give you some updates on that one. But aside from that, we'll have this done here in about 3-4 weeks. So yeah, y'all leave your comments. Give us your ideas, from pink colors to ideas on what we could do to make this kitchen and this house feel modern. Like I said, even some outside kind of ideas. You see that it's kind of a tan and this ugly gray that's going to be scraped off anyway on the outside. So in my head, I don't know what you were thinking, Kate, but I'm thinking like navy blue and white on the outside.
That would look good.
Yeah, and then I've seen that with also gray, like a 3-tone. So white, gray, and then navy blue is the main color for the house. So that's kind of where my head's at, but I'd love to see some different color palettes if you guys got them. So thanks, you guys. I appreciate it. We'll have an update in a few weeks.